Love is a subject I can go on for talking all night. Subject tonight is love, it's a hafiz. Subject tomorrow night is also love. And subject every night is love. There's no other subject better than to talk about love and write poetry about love. All our true great poetry is love poetry. I read Shakespeare's 154 sonnets. Every sonnet is a love sonnet. It's amazing. If you haven't read Shakespeare's 154 sonnets, I can highly recommend you. And at the time of the COVID lockdown, that was a good time for me to read Shakespeare's sonnets. It was beautiful. They are beautiful, absolutely. And William Blake, and Hafiz, and Rumi, and Rabindranath Tagore, and all the great poets, they're all love. They sing songs of love. And this is what Avantika sang. Some say Uchi Prem Sagai. Tears were coming to my eyes when I heard Avantika sing that song. Some say Uchi Prem Sagai. Thank you.
Such a wonderful inspiration. So we've now got 30 minutes or so, and I'm sure for some of us questions will be coming up. What about and if and So now is a beautiful chance to raise your hands if you've got a question, and we can answer.
Yes, the question, please.
I have a question. So
yes.
I think my belief is most people are quite kind and loving, and it goes back to the ego. So without removing the ego by going down ayahuasca, licking a frog, you know, to remove the ego, we fundamentally are still with mankind. And there's always going to be those who need power and need control. So how do you, yes, I believe in, you know, loving everyone and treating everyone the same, but how do you remove that ego when somebody else has got a massive ego to give them love? I pray every day, I give love every day, I give compassion every day to people who need it. And as they say, the person who is the most angry and bitter needs the most love. However, because we're human, we have our own thresholds.
Yeah.
How do you overcome that? It's
Yeah. I mean, the love is an aspiration. Do not seek a utopia. Do not seek a kingdom of love. Just seek, I am going to build the kingdom of love. That's all. We need to just build, be in the process of creating the kingdom of love. Not that we have created the kingdom of love and it's done. It's not a kind of destination. Love is a journey. And we are all the time working to create more love and more love and more love, and it's never complete, and still you do more. Like an artist, you paint and paint and paint like singer. Sing, and it's not that I have arrived now, oh, I can sing and that's finished. No, no. Every day you have to sing, and every day you have to paint, every day you have to eat, every day you have to love and spread love, and even there will be some hunger and still you cook food, even though there will be some hatred, you still promote love. In our schools we need to teach love. Our children don't learn. They learn mathematics, they learn history, they learn geography. They don't learn how to love, how to respect. So we need to bring love in our schools. We need to bring love in our universities. Universities are just left brain, just masculine control, power, job, money, status, prestige, all those things. We teach that. And we promote ego. We promote that kind of selfishness. Whereas if we brought in the university humility, kindness, compassion, generosity, love, and working together, helping each other, can be big change. So it's a journey, it's a pilgrimage. It's not a utopia that we have arrived and we can make every single person 8 billion people all in love and being loved and loving each other. That's not going to happen, or that's not is a possibility. But it's a journey all the time. We'll get hungry, we eat again. We get a little angry, and we cultivate love. It's a continuous process. It's a living journey, pilgrimage. It's not a destination. We never arrive where everything is perfect. But never give up. Never give up. Like you never.
I'm a fighter.
No.
I'm for justice and I fight for the truth.
Yeah.
It's bloody hard work.
Yes.
So, in connection to the same question, I just want to share my experience.
Yes.
My daily life experience, not a very big thing to share. But I also feel sometimes that I feel how can we transcend, the barrier of hatred and ego. When you want to connect with somebody, when you want to, transmit that love, but the other person is not at all at the receiving end, or the other, group, or whatever you want to connect with. So, quite, going inside, introspecting. So, I started, to pray for them. So that was my solution, that every time I encountered such kind of situation when the other person is not ready to receive, or, not ready to connect, or not ready to open up.
Yeah.
So, keep praying, and what I found is, yes, maybe it's my internal feeling that prayers did help with time, it mellowed down a lot and brought about, I think, good results, I think.
No, that's a very good solution. Thank you for sharing that. I think it's a kind of attention and being attentive, being mindful, being aware that I am going to respond with love, whatever the situation. I am going to pray, as you said, whatever the situation. So if you have that attention, that awareness, that commitment, you go every day, you meditate and you pray and say, every day I make a commitment that I will love myself, I love my fellow human beings, I will love nature, I will do no harm to anyone, no harm to myself, no harm to other people, no harm to nature. I will live in love and with love and for love, and all I work do, I'll do for love. And money is okay. Money comes and goes, and money is necessary, and it's a useful tool, but I'm not working for love. I'm not living for, I'm not working for money. I'm not living for money. I'm not dedicated my life for money. I'm dedicating my life to love, to relationship, to friendship, to higher goals, and money is only a means to an end so that I can pay the bills and I can get by and all those things, okay. But all purpose of my work and my thinking and my action is love and generosity and relationship and friendship and joy and celebration. If you bring that attention and that awareness every day, meditate on that, then you will cultivate that love. It's a cultivate. It's like you cultivate a garden and you make a beautiful garden. After 30, 40 years, your garden is very flourishing. So in the same way, practice every day, grow every day, and love will grow and become a beautiful apple tree, a beautiful oak tree. Yes. Anyone else?
Come on, be brave.
Yes, please.
Just thinking about gardening,
Yes.
growing vegetables.
Yes.
You can't do that without hurting things, whether that's slugs or caterpillars or soil bacteria when you turn over the soil. Can you talk about that as well? Like, where do you find those lines to draw? Obviously, you have your Jane experience and you have
Jane,
who
yeah.
go along sweeping the floor.
Yeah.
How do you find that sort of balance?
Now, nature is designed to give life, to maintain life. And that's not violence. Violence is intention, motivation. What is behind it? If your purpose to garden or to take life is your survival, all animals eat, all humans eat, and we have to survive to it. So nature's design is the life gives life to maintain life. A mother gives her own breast milk to bring up a child. Mother goes through a life and death experience to give birth to a child. So mother is not harm. It's not, although it's painful, but it's not harm. It's not violence that a child is coming out of the birth canal. So life gives life to maintain life. That's a love. It's a love of nature, that I give my life to maintain other life. So when we take life, at that time, like a Jain, I would say, you are mindful and aware that how much I need for my survival and how much I need for holding and for kind of greed and for waste and for pollution and all those things. If you are aware of that and you take only what you really need, your survival, and you don't take it as a right, you say with gratitude, thank you, garden, for giving me raspberries, strawberries, peas, beans, potatoes, garlic, onion, everything. Thank you, soil. Thank you, sun. Thank you. When you sit down to have a meal, say a grace. Say, thank you, sun, for producing the food. Thank you, rain, for producing the food. Thank you, earthworms. I'm grateful to you, keeping my soil so in good heart. Thank you, farmers and gardeners who have worked hard day and night and their sweat and produced this food for me. Thank you. And thank you, cook, for cooking food for me. My wife, my friend, my mother, whoever cooked for me. Thank you. With that gratitude removes the violence, removes the that gratitude, your humility, kind of mitigates the kind of harm that you may have caused in your process of producing food in a garden or a farm. So if you do with humility and you do it with your restraint and you do it only to meet your need and not your greed and your cyclical economy where everything comes from the earth, goes back to the earth, and no pollution and no waste, it's no harm. This is the nature's law. Nature gives life to maintain life. We give our lives to maintain other people's life. We work hard. Laborers work hard to work. I think we should pay them properly. We should respect them. Even a sweeper, we should respect and say, thank you. Without you sweeping the floor, we will not be able to have such a good meeting. That gratitude mitigates all the harm that you can do. Yes, please. You might have to speak louder because you're far away.
I have a big teacher's voice, so that shouldn't be a problem.
Good. Thank you. Thank you. Thank you.
So, my question is, I feel so warm and inspired by your words. But there are things that I feel too small to struggle with in some ways. And I'm a very active person in the climate movement and very concerned about our responsibilities of, caring for the planet for future generations. And I love your idea of radical love. And when I think about Shell Oil Company, I cannot find radical love anywhere in there for Shell Oil Company.
Yeah.
And tomorrow I'm going to an open cast mine in Wales, where they're illegally continuing to mine there. I'm pretty sure when I get there, I'm going to struggle to feel love for the people who are doing it. And I see your point, but I don't know how to get there.
How do I get there?
How can I find these people who are willingly destroying the planet, consciously destroying the planet? How do I find the love connection to that?
Yeah, very good question. And we all struggle with that question. But we have some wonderful examples of human beings who have struggled and fought and created movement to address the injustice. And as I said, I met Martin Luther King. He was against racism, but not against white people. He loved white people. And he said, ending racism is good for white people as much as for the black people. Simone de Beauvoir, I did not meet her, but I read her book. But I know many people who met her. She was full of love for men. But she said, but this exploitation of women is not good for men. And so her wonderful book called The Second Sex. So many women has created a women's liberation movement without hating men, but good for men to not have women as downcast and suppressed and exploited. So Mahatma Gandhi, again, he did not hate British. He did not hate white people. He said imperialism and colonialism is not good for British and not good for Indians. And he said that it's not the fault of the British that we have colonial and imperial power. It's our responsibility as well, because we are cooperating that imperial and colonial power. If we withdraw our support and our cooperation, then imperialism and colonialism cannot last. So Shell cannot last if people stop buying petrol. So I cannot just blame Shell or BP for running that business as long as I drove here by car. Am I not responsible? So the moment we change ourselves, society changes ourselves, so we create a whole movement and say we are not going to use petroleum for our transportation. We are going to use some alternative ways of transporting ourselves. The moment majority of people stop buying oil, Shell will disappear. So hating Shell is not going to change anything, but changing our society from the bottom up at the grassroots level and stopping buying oil, stopping buying any fossil fuel, stopping anything which is exploiting nature and destroying our planet Earth. We are all participating in the process of exploitation of the planet. So we have to build a people's movement from the grassroots level, like Nelson Mandela, like Martin Luther King, like Mahatma Gandhi, like Mother Teresa, like Wangari Maathai. All the people are cutting down trees and creating deserts. And so she said, I'm going to plant trees. And she created a Green Belt movement. She planted 20 million trees in Kenya. That's an example. It's hating the tree cutters or tree the people who cut down the forest is not enough. We have to do positive action and create a movement from grassroots level. So I support all the movements, Extinction Rebellion, and all the people support. But I said, so we have to change ourselves as well as change Shell and BP and government and industry. If we don't change, they will not change. We are participating and cooperating in their fossil fuel industry. If we took our cooperation away, they will fall apart. They will not last. So Martin Luther King, Mahatma Gandhi, Mother Teresa, Wangari Maathai, Vandana Shiva, these are great, Simone de Beauvoir, these are the great examples of how change happens. When I married my wife, English wife, she used to work in a library. She was not allowed to go in the library to work without wearing a skirt. She could not go in trousers. She could not go without high-heel shoes. She could not go in the public in trousers. And now even prime ministers wear trousers. So change can come, but we have to change. The change will not come from 10 Downing Street. Change will not come from the headquarters of Shell and BP. Change will not come from that White House or Kremlin or Modi or Xi Jinping's offices. Change will come from you and me and William and the Fold and the Fold Association and the Friends of the Earth and organic farmers and thousands and thousands of people. When we start to change our lives and live a more frugal and more ecological life, then Shell will fall like a house of cards. Yes.
You mentioned this trust deficit disorder, which you said many people are suffering from, and I wondered, what do you think are the key factors that have led to a breakdown of trust in society, and more importantly, what can we do to improve that and try and address the trust deficit?
I would say the reason for trust deficit disorder is fear. Because we fear that something might go wrong. If something goes wrong, one person kills, we make a rule that no one should do this, that, or the other. Health and safety rules are so many that we kind of make things hard and difficult for us. So I think we have to accept certain amount of accidents will happen, certain amount of things will go wrong. That's a natural. How many rules you have? how many laws you have, how many health and safety things you have. Sometimes a house goes on fire, sometimes something goes wrong. That can never be stopped. So accepting certain risk, to live is to risk. If you don't take any risk in your life, you become too safe and too manicured and too kind of cajoled, kind of safe. That life becomes too boring. So at the moment life is without trust, without adventure, without taking risk, life is becoming very boring. And so health and safety rules and too many other rules have to be reduced. And we have to say, if something goes wrong, I will deal with it when it comes. But I don't have to anticipate problems before they come. And life will never be completely problem-free. So life is designed in such a way that certain problems will always happen. No matter how many rules you have, how many safeguards you have, you can never completely safeguard everything. So with that trust in your heart, remove your fear and remove the fear in our society. And I think we should teach trusting in our children and young people. So then I think we can address the problem of trust deficit disorder. Yes.
You said that before you can embark on radical love, you need to be able to love yourself.
Yes.
Now, everyone knows themselves probably better than anybody else.
Yeah.
You know your foibles and your issues. Have you got any practical advice on how you can love yourself?
Yeah. So, the practical advice is spend 10, 15, 20 minutes, whatever suits you, every day, being yourself. Either for walking, or in a room meditation, or whatever you are doing. And at that time, you need to be aware that I am not just a body, I am not just my name, I am more than something, what people can see. I have potential. I have something deeper and greater. Everyone is special. An artist is not a special kind of person, but every person is a special kind of artist. I'm a special kind of artist, a special kind of poet, a special kind of gardener, a special kind of husband, special, something special. And I want to be that. I want to discover who I am. I want to have a self-realization. I can be who I am. My potential has to come out. So spend that time paying attention to yourself. Spend that 10, 20 minutes every day being aware of yourself and making the journey. It's a kind of journey. It's a kind of a process. It's not a kind of product that I can give you ready-made in a packet. It's not a package. You have to cultivate that trust in yourself. You have to cultivate your heart and you cultivate your love for yourself. And that you can do like you do gardening every day. How do you do a garden? You go in the garden and do something. How do you write a book? You want to write a book. How do you do it? Every day you write 1 page, 2 pages, 500 words, 1,000 words, day after day. I've written 9, 10 books. It takes time. So in the same way, if you want to love yourself, you want to discover who you are, you want to be self-realized, you have to spend some time for yourself. How much time do you spend on yourself? You go to work 8 hours a day, you go look after your children sometimes, you look after your husband, wife, or parents, or friends. How much time do you spend looking after yourself? How much time do you spend taking care of yourself, your inner self, not the outer transformation, but inner transformation, inner self. So giving yourself attention, giving yourself that awareness, yourself that time to cultivate your qualities, to love yourself, you can do it. Everybody can do it. We can all do it. Just give time. Okay? I think we are nearly. Any question? Yes, please.
Satish, thank you so much for writing Radical Love. I can't wait to read it. Cultivating love is something I believe in, as I'm sure many people, everybody in this room does. But I notice in myself a fear of judgment.
Yeah.
And I notice a fear of expressing love.
Yeah.
What's your practical advice when you sense that you're surrounded by judgment, criticism, how to express the opposite spirit?
So you mean if somebody criticizes you?
Whether you know it or not, just a general fear.
Yeah.
Judgment.
That I might get criticized, I might get blamed, that sort of thing.
Yeah, or just a kind of disapproval. Like I would say, a kind of a rippling
Yeah.
sense of.
So for me, if I feel somebody might criticize me, I'll say it's their problem, not my problem. Their criticism will not change me. Their judgment will not change me. If like you are here, you said, Satish, I like your book and I like you, thank you. But also somebody might kind of say, oh, Satish was a bit boring. I don't mind. It's not my problem, it's their problem. I speak from my heart. Somebody will like it, somebody won't like it. Some people will read my book, they will like it. Some people will read the book, they won't like it. So that's not my problem. My problem is only what I think, what I do, how I live, how I relate, how I act, how I speak, how I think. That's my responsibility. Not what you will think of me, what you will consider about me. That's not my responsibility or not my problem. So anybody can have any opinion about me and I'm not worried. It doesn't affect me, doesn't hurt me, doesn't elevate me, doesn't do anything to me. I only want everybody to be themselves and happy themselves. I don't want praise or I don't want any criticism, and if somebody praises me, it's their prerogative, and if they criticize me, it's also their prerogative and their problem or their solution. So do not pay too much attention to other people's opinion. Just pay attention to who you are, how you live, how you think, how you speak. Every word you speak should be beautiful music to somebody's ears. Every thought you think should be a beautiful thought. Every action you do should be a work of art, a work of beauty. That's all you have. You have your words, your thoughts, your action under your control. Just do that. And don't worry about what the other people think and what the other people's opinions. No. I mean, we have too much in the world, people giving opinions about other people. All the newspapers are full of giving opinions. And I think opinion is not my favorite word. Thinking is good. Thinking comes and goes. Opinions are more fixed, more rigid. And all these opinion pieces in the newspapers, that's all very miserable. All our newspapers are very miserable. Miserable Times, miserable Telegraph, miserable Guardian, even miserable BBC. So all opinions and all criticism and judgment. So let them do what they want. You don't pay attention. You are who you are, how you behave, how you think, how you speak is under your control. Just focus on that. Okay? Okay. Lovely.
Thank you. I'm deeply touched. Such deep wisdom you bring, Satish. I so appreciate, so much gratitude to you, and clearly everyone here is.
It's my pleasure, and your hospitality and your love and your a long-standing relationship, and you and Avantika are my dear friends, and I'm so grateful for your hospitality and your love and your friendship. Thank you.